is fractions from the subject mathematics. Yes. Now look at the person here. His name is John Napier. John Napier was born in the year 1550. Yes, he was the founder of logarithms. Now what are the achievements of this person? He was the founder of logarithms, and also he was the one who started the use of decimal points. Okay, this person John Napier was the one who founded logarithms, and also he started the use of decimal points. Now coming to the concept map, this is how we perform operations with fractions and operations with decimals. What do the operations mean here? Operations means the four mathematical operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay students, and these are operations, the same four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on decimals. Okay, we'll learn about operations in detail, but first let us learn about what is a fraction. A fraction is a number that expresses part of a group. What is a fraction, students? A fraction is a number that expresses part of a group. Fractions are written in the form of a by b, where a and b are whole numbers and b is not equal to 0. The number a is called as the numerator and the number b is called as the denominator. Yes, what are they saying? They are saying that fractions are also a type of numbers that expresses. And what are these fractions used for? The fractions are used to express a part of a group. Like suppose we have a cake here which was divided into 8 pieces. Okay, a cake which was cut into 8 pieces, and someone ate 2 pieces of the cake. Yes, someone ate 2 pieces. Now how will we represent that in the form of a fraction? We say that 2 by 8 of the cake has been eaten. 2 parts out of total how many parts were there, students? 8, right? The cake was cut into total 8 parts and 2 parts were eaten. So 2 by 8 becomes the fraction for representing the portion of cake eaten. Yes, and when we say the portion of cake remaining, what is that? We are having 6 pieces left divided by what were the total number of pieces? 8. Yes. So 6 by 8 becomes the fraction of the part of the cake that is remaining. Yes. Now what did we use fraction for? We used a fraction for expressing a part of a group. Again, as I said, fractions are written in the form of a by b. Yes, this is the way how we write fractions. A by b is the form in which fractions are written, where a and b are whole numbers. What are a and b, students? A and b are whole numbers. Now again, what are whole numbers? We already did this, right? Whole numbers are represented by the letter W. Whole numbers are represented by the W, and they include 0 along with the counting numbers or natural numbers. Yes, so the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on till infinity form the whole numbers. Yes students, so a and b are our whole numbers. The numerator a, so the number a which is on the top, yes, on in the fraction we are having a top part and the bottom part, right? So in the top we are having a. This number a is called as the numerator. What is it, students? The number a which is written on the top of the fraction, yes, it is called as the numerator, and the number b which is down is called as the denominator. Yes, D for down and D for denominator. Okay, yes, the number a which is called as the numerator here, and b is called as the denominator. And another important point to remember is that b is never equal to 0. B is never equal to 0. See, if I take the in the fraction a by b, let us take 7. Okay, let us take 7 as a, and what happens if we take 0 as b? If we we cannot divide a number with 0. 7 divided by 0 gives us what? It does not give us an answer. Okay. So 7 by 0 is not a fraction. So in a fraction, the denominator b is not, can never be equal to 0. Yes, the denominator b can never be equal to 0. A can be equal to 0. So simply we can say that A is equals to whole numbers and B becomes what? B can be one of any natural numbers. Yes, whole numbers includes 0, natural numbers do not include 0. So here in the fraction which is in the form of A by B or also you can say it as P by Q form, where A and B are whole numbers and B is not equal to 0. And what is A called, children? That is on the top part of the fraction. It is called as the numerator, and B which is down is called as the denominator. Yes students, clear? This is the basics about fraction. A fraction is a number that expresses part of a group. The fractions are written in the form of A by B, where A and B are whole numbers and B is not equal to 0. The number A is called the numerator and the number B is called the denominator. Now what can be the examples of fraction? 1 by 2, 3 by 5, 6 by 11, 4 by 99 are all fractions. Okay. Any number which is in the form of A by B becomes a fraction. Okay students, clear? Yes. These are, a fraction is a number that expresses a part of group. 1 by 2, 3 by 5, 6 by 11, 4 by 99 are all fractions. Types of fractions. Okay, now we have learnt what is a fraction, basic definition. Now let us look at some types of fractions. The first type we are going to learn is proper fractions. What is this? Proper fractions. Fractions having a numerator less than the denominator are called proper fractions. What is the condition for a proper fraction? In a proper fraction, numerator must be less than the denominator. Okay. Now look at the first example, 3 by 7. What is the numerator here, students? Numerator is 3. Yes, numerator is 3. And what is 7 called? 7 is called as the denominator. Yes, here numerator, when we compare 3 and 7, 3 is less than 7, right? 3 is less than 7. That is, numerator is less than our denominator. So it is called as a proper fraction. Understanding students? Proper fractions have a numerator less than the denominator. Or one example to, what can I say, one example to remember what is called as a proper fraction is that, okay, now when we consider numerator as a child, okay, numerator as a child and denominator as father, okay, numerator as a child and denominator as a father. Now you might have played in your childhood with your father, right? Your father will be on his knees and you will sit upon your father. Yes, you will sit upon the back of your father. Now what did we understand? Father should be down and son or daughter should be on top of father. Yes, child will be sitting on top of father. Yes, by child what do we mean here? The smaller number, say 3. And by father whom do we mean? By father we mean the larger number 7. Now when we have a fraction which is in this form, see, child is on top and father is bearing the weight of the child. Yes, father is down and he is bearing the weight of the child. This will be a proper fraction. What will this be? This will be a proper fraction. It is the proper scenario, right? Father will be carrying the weight of the child. So in the same way, a small number should be the numerator and the bigger number should be the denominator. In that case, we call it as a proper fraction. Now examples of proper fractions are 3 by 7, 7 by 13, 5 by 21, 13 by 121 are all proper fractions. Yes, when we look at all the fractions given here, the numerator in all the cases is less than the denominator. Yes, students, the weight father is below and the child is sitting on the father. Yes, so the numerator is less than the denominator. It is called as a proper fraction. I hope this is clear. Now moving on to the improper fractions. Now when you look at both the words proper and improper, we know that proper and improper are opposites of each other, right? The opposite of proper becomes improper and the opposite of improper becomes proper. So in the same way, what did we have in proper fractions? In proper fractions, numerator was less than denominator. Yes, numerator was less than the denominator. Now in improper fractions, numerator is greater than the denominator. Understood? The reverse of the opposite of the proper fraction. Fractions having numerators that are larger than or equal to their denominators are called improper fractions. What are those fractions having numerators that are larger than? See, larger than or equal to the denominators are called improper fractions. In proper fraction, numerator was less than the denominator. In improper fractions, numerators are larger than the denominators, larger than or equal to. Yes, see, again if we take the father and child scenario here, yes, let us take two numbers, say 17 and 8. Okay, 17 and 8. Now 17 is the bigger number which becomes the father here and 8 is the smaller number which becomes the child. Yes, students? Yes. Now how can we form a proper fraction with this? What did I say? Child should be upon the father. So 8 comes above and 17 comes below. Now for improper fraction, the case is reversed. Father will be on the top and child will be bearing the weight of the father. Is this the correct scenario? So 17 becomes the numerator and 18 is the denominator. Numerator is larger than the denominator. So this scenario here becomes our improper fraction. Understood, students? If you remember proper fractions, you can easily identify the improper fraction as well. So when it is not an proper fraction, it becomes what? It is an improper fraction. Understood? Yes. Examples are 12 by 5, 6 by 6, 21 by 11 and 41 by 20. Now look at this here, 6 by 6. Now when we say 6 by 6, again both the numerator and denominator are equal to each other. So this becomes again an improper fraction. Yes, it becomes an improper fraction. And even in the other cases 12, 21 and 42, these numerators are larger than their denominators. Yes, students, what did we learn here? We learnt about proper and improper fractions. In proper fractions, numerator is less than the denominator, and in improper fractions, numerators are larger than or equal to their denominators. Clear? Moving on to the next type of the fractions. Number 3 is mixed numbers. Numbers having a whole number part and a fractional part are called mixed numbers. We denote a mixed number in the form of a b by c. It is equal to a plus b by c. That is again equal to ac plus b divided by c. Yes, students, what is the next one? Mixed number. Mixed. By mixed, what do we mean? It is a combination of two or more different types. Yes, so in a mixed number we have two types of numbers together. One is a whole number part and the other part is a fractional part. Again, what are whole numbers here, students? We know that whole numbers start from 0 and yes, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. All the numbers, positive numbers, are called as whole numbers, and the other part is a fractional part. Again, what are the fractions? Fractions express a part of a group. Any number in the form of a by b is called as a fraction. Yes. Now here in mixed numbers we have a combination of both these, a whole number part and a fractional part. And how do we write these mixed numbers? In the form of a b by c. See, in a b by c. A b by c. Now a here is what? A here is the whole number part. It is a complete number. It is not a part of any number. It is not expressing a part. When we move to b by c, it is a fraction. It is a fraction, and as we discussed, fractions represent what? Fractions represent a part of group. Yes. In mixed number, we have a combination of whole number and a fractional part. Now, when we say AB by C, how do we calculate the value of AB by C? How do we see this? We see it as A plus B by C. How do we see it, children? How do we see it, students? A plus B by C. Now, how do we add these two numbers? Is it equal to A plus B by C? No, it is not equal to a plus b by c. How do we add it? Is we have a plus b by c, right? Here a is a whole number which has no denominator. Yes, whenever a number has no denominator, we assume that its denominator is 1. What do we assume? We assume that its denominator is 1. Why do we assume? Because whenever we divide a number with 1, let us say 5 divided by 1, what will the answer be? The answer will be 5 only, right? So whenever a number is not having a denominator, we assume its denominator to be 1. We assume its denominator to be 1. So here the denominators of both the numbers are different. A is having 1 as the denominator and B is having C as the denominator. Yes, students? Yes. Now in that cases we need to take LCM of fractions. Okay. Now that is a big process. That is like deeper into that will be equal to going deeper into the fractions. But for now, as we are learning the basics about fraction, let me tell you that while calculating the value of a mixed fraction a b by c, we calculate it as this: a into c plus b whole divided by c. Understood? This a into c, a into c into c, and then the product will be added to b. Understood? The product will be added to b, and as we are having the denominator c here, the denominator c will be applied to the sum of this. Okay, students? What is the first step? Let me take the example of 7 1 by 3. This is a mixed fraction. Yes, when we are having this mixed fraction, what should we do? First we should multiply the denominator and whole number. 7 into 3, and then the product should be added to the numerator. Okay, it is like this. Yes, 3 into 7 plus 1 divided by the denominator 3 here. Now 7 3s are 21 plus 1 divided by 3. It becomes what? 21 plus 1 becomes 22. 22 divided by 3. Now this mixed number converted into a fraction. Mixed number converted into a fraction is 22 by 3. Understood, students? 7 into 3, the denominator into the whole number plus the numerator whole divided by the denominator. Okay, just understand this for now. Moving on in our further classes, we'll discuss many examples. We'll solve many examples where we'll convert mixed numbers into fractions and improper fractions, and some improper fractions which will be converted into mixed numbers as well. Okay, we'll learn both of them. Now coming to the examples, see, 4 1 by 3, 2 1 by 5, 7 11 by 20, 19 31 by 60 are all mixed numbers. Yes, when we look at the examples, we are having a whole number part and a fractional part. Here 4 is the whole number part and 1 by 3 is the fraction. Yes students, and in the second example 2 1 by 5, 2 is the whole number and 1 by 5 is the fractional part. Here 7 is the whole number, 11 by 20 is the fraction, 19 is the whole number and 31 by 60 is our fractional part. Yes. Here's a note for us. Note that every mixed number can be written as an improper fraction and every improper fraction can be written as a mixed number. Yes students, again as I said, while we go into further classes, further explanations, we'll learn about how to convert mixed numbers into an improper fraction and how to convert improper fraction into a mixed number as well. Okay students, I hope this was clear. Now moving on, let us solve some examples. The first question here is, example here is 2 1 by 7. Yes, 2 1 by 7 is what? It is a mixed fraction. 2 here is the whole number part and 1 by 7 is the fractional part. Now how do we convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction? The first step is multiply the denominator with the whole number part. 7 2s are 14. Yes, 7 2s plus add the numerator whole divided by denominator. Yes students, the denominator multiplied by the whole number part and then add it with the numerator, the whole divided by the denominator. 7 2s are 14 plus 1 divided by 7 is equals to what? Is equals to 15 by 7. Yes, what did we learn in the previous slide? That a mixed fraction can be converted into an improper fraction. Why? See, if we look at this 15 by 7, 15 here numerator is larger than the denominator. Yes, 15 here is larger than the denominator. So it is an improper fraction. Yes students, it is an improper fraction. If you take any mixed fraction, for example, it will always be converted into an improper fraction. We can never get a proper fraction after converting a mixed fraction. Why? Because now look at here, we are multiplying the denominator with something and then adding. Yes, we are multiplying the denominator with the whole number part and then adding. So when we multiply the denominator, this becomes the numerator, right? So when we multiply with any number, its value will always be will always be more than the denominator. Yes, except for one. See, 7 ones are become 7. Even though this is equal to 7, here again we have addition of the numerator, right? So whenever we are converting a mixed fraction into a fraction, the answer will always be an improper fraction. Why? Because here we are multiplying the denominator with something, and when we multiply, we are multiplying the denominator with the whole number part, and whenever we multiply a number with any number, the product will be obviously more than the actual number, right? The product, that is 7 into 2 here, is more than the denominator 7 itself. So basically the numerator becomes a larger number than the denominator. Yes, so the mixed number always converted into an improper fraction. Now again the same, 2 1 by 7 is equals to 2 plus 1 by 7, that is nothing but 2 into 7 plus 1 divided by 7, which is equals to 15 by 7. Now 2 1 by 7 is our mixed number and 15 by 7 is our improper fraction. Now the second one is 25 by 8. Yes, 25 by 8. What is this? Excuse me, 25 by 8. Now this is our improper fraction. Now this improper fraction needs to be converted into a mixed number. Improper fraction needs to be converted into a mixed number. And when I say, again here in the previous scenario, mixed number was converted into improper fraction. In the same way, only an improper fraction can be converted into a mixed number. Why? Because if I take the proper fraction 8 by 25, okay, when I take the proper fraction 8 by 25, See, this is nothing but 8 divided by 25, right? We cannot divide 25 here. We cannot divide 8 with 25 here. Yes, students, we cannot divide 8 with 25, so we will not get any mixed number from it. But the question given in our case was 25. 25 divided by 8. Yes, 25 divided by 8. Now when I perform the division here, see 25. 3 8s are 24. Yes, 3 8s are 24 and I have the remainder of 1. Now how will we represent this in the form of a mixed number? 3 1 by 8. 3 1 by 8 becomes our mixed number, students. See here we are having divided by 8. So in the mixed number as well we will have divided by 8. Now the only thing that changes here is the numerator 25. We wrote it as 3 and 1 here. 8 3s are 24 plus 1 25. Yes, students, how did we convert the mixed number into an improper fraction? The denominator is same here. 8 is 8 only. The quotient we have written. Quotient is 3, right? Quotient we have written as the whole number part and remainder is our numerator. Yes, students. So only an improper fraction can be converted into a mixed number, because in improper fraction the denominator is lesser than the numerator. Then only we can divide the number and get the quotient and remainder. Yes, yes. Now again let me explain this again. 25 by 8. See, we know that 3 8s are 24. 1 will be our remainder. Now how will we write it as a mixed number? This divided by 8 will be the same. Now here the quotient will be written on the side and remainder will be written on the top. Understood, students? Again you can cross check your answer. 8 3s are 24. 24 plus 1 25. 25 by 8 is our mixed number. I hope this was clear. Yes, where 3 is the quotient and 1 is the remainder. Decimal fractions. Fractions having denominators as 10, 100 or 1000 or any other higher power of 10 are called decimal fractions. What are decimal fractions? Decimal fractions are fractions having denominators as 10, 100 or 1000 or any other higher power of 10. Example 4, 34 by 100, 35 by 1000, 319 by 10,000, 8,734 by 1 lakh are all decimals. Yes, are all decimal fractions. Now what do we mean by decimals? Decimals means something written in points. Yes, something written in points. When I say 4 by 10, when I convert this fraction, this easily becomes a decimal here. 4 divided by 10. 10 has 1 0. So I will put decimal after 1 digit here. I will put the decimal point after 1 digit here. So whenever we have a numerator which is having any number to the power of 10, say 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakhs or any number to the power of 10 as its denominator, it is called as a decimal fraction. Yes, students, a number having any number to the power of 10 as its denominator is called as our decimal fractions. Examples 4 by 100, 35 by 1000, etc. Moving on, vulgar fractions. Fraction having denominators are whole numbers other than any power of 10 are called vulgar fractions. Now we learnt about, what did we learn? We learnt about decimal fractions, say 4 by 10. Now whatever these decimal fractions, the fractions having any number to the power of 10 as the denominator. Yes. Now what about the other fractions which do not have a number to the power of 10 as its denominator? It becomes a vulgar fraction. Okay. Decimal and the fraction which is not a decimal fraction becomes our vulgar fraction. Understood, students? It is very easy, right? Decimals have 10 or any number to the power of 10 as denominators. So the vulgar fractions have any number other than 10 or to the power of 10 as the denominator. Yes, if it can be either a given fraction can be either decimal or non-decimal, which is also called as the vulgar fraction. Yes. Examples: 5 by 31, 413 by 999, 251 by 600, etc. are all vulgar fractions. Yes, here we are not having any 10, 100, 1000 or 10,000 as the denominator. So these are called as our vulgar fractions. Moving on to the sixth type, simple fractions. Fractions having both the numerator and denominator as whole numbers are called as simple fractions. Example: 4 by 5, 6 by 95, 131 by 421, etc. See, simple fractions. These are very simple. They are having whole numbers as both numerators and denominators. These are called as simple fractions, normal fractions. Yes, students? Yes. Moving on to complex fractions. See, complex fractions having either or both the numerator and denominator as fractions or mixed numbers are called complex fractions. Example: 2 divided by 2 by 1 by 3. See, what is a simple fraction? Simple fraction, say 4 by 9. 4 by 9 becomes our simple fraction where both the numerator and denominator are whole numbers. Yes, students. Now what if I write like this? The numerator is 4 but the denominator is 1 by 9. Yes, students. The numerator is 4 and the denominator is yet another fraction, that is 1 by 9. In this case, it becomes our complex fraction. Complex means something which is difficult to understand. Yes, we are having a numerator and again denominator has its own numerator and denominator here. Yes, the denominator is again a fraction here. It is not a simple fraction. So this becomes our complex fractions. Or another way is both the both the numerator and denominator have fractions. Yes, both numerator is a fraction and again denominator is also a fraction. Yes, this can also be one case. Or only numerator is our fraction and denominator is a whole number. Or else we are having a mixed number as a numerator or denominator or both. Again, see here, 3 1 by 9 is a mixed number. This is our numerator here and 4 is the denominator. Or 4 divided by 3 1 by 9. Here mixed fraction is represented as our denominator. Or 3 1 by 9 by again 4 2 by 7. See, both the numerator and denominator are mixed numbers here. Or 3 1 by 9 divided by 2 by 7. The numerator is a mixed number and the denominator is our fraction. So all these cases become the examples of complex fractions. Yes, students, in simple terms, when both the numerator and denominator are whole numbers, they are called as simple fractions. When either or both of the numerator and denominator are either fractions or mixed numbers are called as our complex fractions. Examples, again as we discussed, these type of fractions become our complex fractions. Yes, students, we will stop till here. Now in the next class we will learn about how to simplify a complex fractions and more about fractions. Okay. And before going, let us revise what we have learned today. We've learned about fractions. What are fractions? Fractions are numbers used for expressing a part of a group. Like any number in the form of a by b becomes a fraction where a and b are both whole numbers and b is not equal to 0. Yes, students, a is called as the numerator and b is called as the denominator. And further we have learnt about the types of fractions. The first type was proper fraction, Then we've learnt improper fraction, we've learnt about mixed numbers, decimal fractions, vulgar fractions, simple fractions, complex fractions. Yes, all these were the type of fractions we have learned today. I hope today's class was clear for you. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for